Okay, guys, so we've been working with a bunch of different kinds of numbers: integers, fractions, decimals, percents, exponents, square roots, cube roots, and scientific notation. Okay, so now we're going to kind of put them all together and we're going to look at all the different kinds of numbers at the same time, comparing them, and then being able to put them in order from least to greatest. Okay, so a couple of helpful things to keep in mind: always simplify when you can. Write fractions, percents, and non-perfect square cube roots as decimals, and convert scientific notation to standard form. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to go through each one of these and basically turn them into standard form or a decimal. Okay, so that they are a little easier to compare. So 2/5. Okay, if you punch that into your calculator, it's going to give you 0.4. Okay, when we have 5.8 times 10 to the negative 2, which direction are we going to move that decimal? We're going to move it to the left twice because it's negative. So we got 0.058. Okay, the square root of 3. If you don't know off the top of your head, that's totally fine. I'm going to open up my calculator so that you can see. Okay, so I'm going to punch in second and my square root button, and 3. And we're going to go enter. Okay, so it's going to give me 1.73. I'll just round to the hundredths place. That should be fine. Okay, so I'll go 1.73. Okay, 6% is again going to be 6 over percentages out of how many? 100. Okay, and we're going to reduce. So you can reduce both of those by 2, which will give you 3 over 50. Okay, 3 over 50 is going to be what? 3 divided by 50 is going to be 0.06. Okay, now again, when we're looking at a percentage, it was 6%, right? So this is 6/100ths. Okay, so you don't have to convert it to a fraction, which we worked on. If you don't want to, you can just skip that step. So 0.06. Okay, 4/9. I'm just going to punch in 4 divided by 9. It's going to give me 0.4 repeating. And then last one, 2 to the negative 1 power. That's going to be the same as 1 over 2 to the first power. 2 to the first power is just 1, or excuse me, 2 to the first power is just 2. So 1 over 2 is half, so it'll be 0.5. Okay, now we need to order these from least to greatest. Okay, so when you're working with least to greatest, start with the decimal, work your way using the zeros. That can be a big help at first. Okay, so we've got 0.058, 0.06. These are kind of the two that we're going to look at first. So this one right here is going to be your smallest one. 0.06 will be your next biggest. Okay, now 0.4 or 0.4 repeating. It's going to be 0.4 because that's going to be 0.40. 0.4 repeating is obviously going to be 0.444444. Okay, so that one will be your fourth biggest one. And then we'll go 0.5, be your fifth, and then 1.73 is your biggest. Okay, you can write them in order. Okay, as you're going through, or you can label them like this. Either way is fine. Just make sure it's clear. Okay. All right, so let's do number 2. So we have 125%. That's out of 100. So we're going to call that 1.25. 15 eighths. So 15 divided by 8. It's going to give us 1.875. 1.875. Sorry if you can hear my son screaming in the background. His mom is giving him a bath. And then we've got the cubed root of 8. And some of you hopefully don't need to punch that one into the calculator. But if you do, that's okay. You have a cubed root button on your calculator. I showed you how to do that. I have a cube root function on mine. I'll punch in 8 and it'll give you 2. 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. So that one will be 2. Then you have 1.3 times 10 to the first. So we're going to move the decimal one place to the right, which will give us 13. The square root of 19 give us 4.3, we'll say 4.36. 4.36. Then we've got 1 and 1/9. Okay, so really all we need to do is figure out what decimal 1/9 is. It's going to be 1 repeating. So it's going to be 1.1 repeating. Okay, now we just need to order them. So 1.1 repeating is going to be my lowest number. 1.2 will be my next one. 1.875 will be my next one. Then we've got 2, 4.36, and 13. And again, you are welcome to rewrite them out here. Okay, I'm going to say go ahead and let's try 3, 4, and 5 on your own. Okay, so you can go ahead and pause the video, and I'll put the solutions up here, then you can check yourself. So after you've checked 3, 4, and 5, doing the same thing right here. We're just ordering them from greatest to least. Okay, so I'll go through the first couple with you. I'll change 1, 9 to 0.1 repeating. 10% is going to be 0.1. Square root of 2 is going to be 1.41. 1.41. Okay, 1% is going to be 0.01. 3 to the negative third is going to be 1 over 27. So we'll do 0.037. 0.037. And then 3/25 is going to be 3 divided by 25, which is going to be 0.12. Okay, so we're ordering them from greatest to least. So our greatest one is going to be 1.41. Next one's going to be 0.12. Next one will be 0.1 repeating. Then 0.1. Then we've got 0.037 and then 0.01 right there. Greatest to least. Okay. Make sure you're keeping track on which one you're doing. Is it greatest to least or least to greatest? Let me do number 7 with you. Number 7, we've got 3 to the 8th power, which is going to be 6,561. 6,561. We've got 4 to the 6th, which is going to be 4,096. 4,096. Okay, we've got 4.1 times 10 to the third. So that's our scientific notation. We're going to move the decimal 3 places to the right. It's going to be 4,100. Okay, we've got 6.561 times 10 to the second power. We're going to move that decimal twice. It's going to be 656.1. Then we've got 5 to the 5th, which is going to be 3,125. Now we got to order them from greatest to least. It's going to be my greatest. It's going to be my second greatest, third greatest, fourth greatest, fifth greatest. Greatest to least. Okay, go ahead and do 8, 9, and 10 on your own so you can check yourself. Ready, set, go. Pause the video and I'll put them up here and then you can see how you're doing. Okay. I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay. Use your calculator. Just make sure you're paying attention to if you're going greatest to least or least to greatest. Okay. And this last one right here, you're going to write your own list of numbers in various forms, indicate whether it is to be written, least to greatest or greatest to least, write the answer somewhere else, and trade papers with your partner and try to solve their problem. So all I want you to do is write your problem today, okay, and you're going to have someone else solve it the next time we are in class. Okay, so you've got your task. I'll finish 9 and 10 and put it up here, okay, so that you can see it. Get started on that homework, finish it so you don't have to take homework home over the weekend. And I will see you at the beginning of next week. What do you need me to do? Hey, where are you at? Did you need me to do something? No, but I heard you say you need to go out to the car.
Stomping feet. Stomping feet. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Stomping feet. Stomping feet. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Hey, buddy.
You shut that ear stomping?
Are you stomping?
We're getting ready to read our book right
Yeah, just let me know. No,
now. So
I'm almost done.